Imagine living your entire life surrounded by people. No bedrooms, no locked doors, no bathrooms, no headphones, no private messages. You sleep beside your family, eat with your tribe, and spend almost every hour of every day around other humans. Sounds like a nightmare in today's world, right? But here's the strange part. Ancient humans still found ways to have privacy. In fact, some scientists believe privacy has been important to humans for tens of thousands of years. So, how did people find alone time before houses, walls, and even cities existed? Let's travel back in time and find out. For most of human history, people lived in small groups of around 20 to 50 individuals. These groups traveled together, hunted together, and slept near each other. A typical shelter might contain several family members at once. There were no separate bedrooms, no do not disturb signs, and definitely no personal space as we know it today. At first glance, it seems impossible that anyone could ever be alone, but ancient humans were smarter than we often imagine. They understood something important. Even social creatures need time away from the group. One morning, thousands of years ago, a hunter may have quietly walked away from camp. Not to hunt, not to gather food, simply to be alone. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies have noticed that people often leave camp for short periods, without explanation. Nobody follows them, nobody asks questions, everyone understands. The person wants privacy. This simple act may be one of humanity's oldest unwritten rules. Sometimes privacy wasn't a place, it was a distance. Just walking a few hundred meters away from the group could create a private world. Ancient humans had something modern people often forget. They had an entire wilderness around them. Forests, rivers, mountains, caves, large open landscapes. If someone wanted solitude, nature provided endless opportunities. A person could sit beside a river, climb a hill, explore a cave, or simply wander through the trees. Unlike crowded modern cities, ancient environments often offered vast spaces where nobody else was nearby. Nature became humanity's first private room. Privacy wasn't only about being alone. Sometimes people needed to talk without everyone listening. Imagine two friends discussing a disagreement, or a young couple sharing feelings, or tribal leaders planning something important. Even in small groups, private conversations mattered. People would move away from the campfire, speak quietly while gathering food, or walk together during daily activities. Human beings quickly learned how to communicate discreetly. Some researchers believe gossip itself may have encouraged the development of more private conversations. Not everyone wanted every secret becoming public knowledge, and honestly, some things never change. The surprising role of darkness today. Darkness can feel uncomfortable. For ancient humans, darkness often created privacy. Visibility dropped dramatically. People gathered around campfires, but beyond the firelight was a world of shadows. A person could step away from the light and disappear into darkness. Night offered moments of solitude that daylight often couldn't provide. The darkness created natural boundaries. What happened outside the circle of firelight often remained unseen. In a strange way, nighttime may have been one of the most private parts of ancient life. Did ancient humans have private thoughts? Here's an even more fascinating question. What about mental privacy? Even if people lived closely together, nobody could enter another person's mind. Ancient humans dreamed, imagined stories, remembered experiences, planned for the future, created beliefs. Inside every person's head existed a completely private world. And that private world may have helped humans become more creative. Some scientists think imagination played a major role in human evolution. The ability to think privately allowed people to solve problems, invent tools, and create new ideas. Long before private bedrooms existed, humans possessed something even more powerful: private thoughts. As humans began settling into villages and building permanent homes, privacy slowly changed. Walls appeared. Rooms became more common. Families started creating spaces with clearer boundaries. But interestingly, ancient homes were still far less private than modern ones. Many people shared sleeping areas. Entire families often lived in a single room. True personal space remained rare. Privacy existed, but it looked very different from what we know today. It wasn't about locking a door, it was about social understanding and mutual respect. What ancient humans can teach us today: we have more privacy than almost any humans in history. Private bedrooms, personal devices, cars, headphones, passwords, yet many people still struggle to find quiet moments. Ancient humans remind us of something important. Privacy doesn't always require walls. Sometimes it only requires distance. silence, nature, or a few moments alone with your thoughts. The need for privacy is not a modern invention. It's a deeply human need that may have existed for tens of thousands of years. So the next time you close your bedroom door, put on headphones, or take a quiet walk by yourself, remember this: long before cities, houses, and technology existed, ancient humans were searching for privacy too. They found it in forests, in darkness, in distant hills, and inside their own minds. Because even in humanity's earliest days, people still needed a place where they could simply be alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed exploring the hidden side of ancient human life, subscribe for more fascinating journeys into our past.